Here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up. That's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy. Hello. Hello. How you doing? How you doing?
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up. That's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking red cedar when it really gets polished up. It really looks copperish.
Come here, little guy. Come here, my little boy. Hello. How you doing? How you doing?
To go on top. So that's what we did there. That back's going to be sensational. That is so smooth. Very smooth. Ha! Absolutely. They are drums. They're percussion instruments as well as stringed instruments. They can be used. If you watch the old flamenco guys playing, the old Spanish guys, they're doing all that stuff. They're going tippa-tappa, tippa-tippa-dum, ring, 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 tippa-tappa, tippa-tappa, dum, ding, dong, dang. So it's all good. Right, here we go. There's the back. Bringing it up. That's not too bad. Okay, let's get that sound going so you can hear me. Alrighty, so what do we need to do? We need to grab this body, and we've got that body. We need to get in there and drill those holes. I've got the drill bit too. I've got black hardware. It's got Mr. Glynn's Cruel Mistress vintage telly pickups, brass saddles, bone nut. It's all good. Where the weed at? What's going on? Thank you for the follow. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Who? Okay, so that's that guy there. But that's to show you that copper-looking. What is up, you guys? Welcome to the show. It's Monday here. Aren't we all happy that it's Monday again? Happy Sunday for you guys up in the Northern Hemisphere. Terry, what's going on? Leslie's here too. Mario, what's going on? Mario. Ha. Everyone's in the house? Excellent. Awesome stuff. So, guys and girls, what are we up to? We're got 7 coats on this guy now on the front, and it's really starting to come together. Another coat, I think we're done. Got to do the edges and the back too. The back's looking pretty good as well. That's starting to come together. That's got 5 or 6. A couple of coats to go on the back as well. We've got to do the edges though. They need a 2 or 3 or 4 more. They've only got about 4, I think, on the side. So we're going to give that a quick scuff, give that a coat, put that away, and then we're going to get stuck into. I've glued the cap onto the telly, onto the Fox. We're going to trim that up and get the cavities cut in and finish that body today. Be Bumstead, what's going on? Good to see you. What is happening? Everyone have a good weekend. I hope you have. Did you see the my Roosters win in Vegas? Did you watch the rugby league, the NRL in Vegas? You probably didn't, you guys, but those that did would have seen a spectacle of sport. No helmets, no padding, just big, buffy meatheads running into each other at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That's what we like. Ha! Said no man ever. Right. I'll put some stuff away. What I want to do is yay, the Roosters, that's the one. They've got up. I'm going to switch to the bench cam now. You'll see a good look at that. Look at her. Looking good. Looking real good. And I want to give this another coat. Not so much the top, but more the edges. The edges need a coat. The necks, I did a coat on the neck. You can see that neck's looking pretty good as well. It's got a nice satin sheen to it with that oil. And we're just going to burnish that now and maybe give it one last coat. And that would be enough. But the back's looking good. Starting to get there. Let's give the sides a little scuff. And we'll get some more oil on those guys. Some poly on these guys here. So we'll give these edges a scuff. Scuffity scuff. With a little bit of 1200. Just very lightly scuff them up. Flatten out any bumps very lightly. Nothing major needed. Honorary Micromesh, that's the one. Nifty's in the house. What is going on? What is going on, Nifty? What's happening, brother? Are you well? Good boy. This is coat number 5 on the edges now. We'll do 2 more coats on the edges. Then we'll be 6 at the back, 6 at the sides. We've got 7 on the front. The front needs 1 more. Nifty, look at that. The poly's looking good. Starting to come up nicely. I will mask up this neck here. Quickly just wipe this down. Get the dust off there. Busy Monday morning. I'll be lurking. Polly's looking awesome. Thank you very much. Good for you. We look forward to catching up with you, my man. Okay, what I need to do is just mask this guy up around the neck, around here, so we don't get any poly on here and foul that up. There we go. And we can hit the poly all the way up to here over the binding into the channel there. Let's do those edges, shall we? Indeedy. Grab a glove. Living on the edge, Leslie. Living on the edge. That's what we're doing. Living on the edges. I want to give it a nice thick coat. When I say thick, just a consistent, not runny, but just a nice, even, decent layer. Now that we've got 4 down there, we want to get some 5 and 6 to be nice and not too thin, not too faded out. We want them to be quite substantial in a controlled way, if you may. So that's that guy there. That's what we want. We want a nice, thick. Pretty much lay out and let it sit. Not too much rubbing in, just very lightly brush on and let that sit. Okay, we're good. Let's hit those edges, they're nice and shiny. Let's get that guy in the other room, safely put away. Alrighty. While that guitar gently weeps, let's have a look at what we've got here. I'll just put this oil away, or this poly away. I will grab the telly, the Fox, and have a look at what we got. We've got to cut that shape out now and trim up some of that, make a little plate for the back with some of the excess, shape that front, get those cavities in there so we can finish up that body. Let me grab that. I've taken some of the clamps off. I have got some more of the clamps to go. Put that down. I've taken half of the clamps off. I'll take the rest off. Feels good. Okay. All right, so there's our Fox all glued up. We've got to trim this guy off now. So I'm going to use, and I want to also see if I've got enough to make a plate. The way I've centered this, I think it must come out of this section here maybe. Yeah, just here. Got enough to use this part here. We'll cut that out and use that. I don't think I've got, oops. I don't think I've got enough room on the sides here to use that. No, I don't. So there is a section here that I'll cut like that. And that will make a little plate of that material to put in the back there. So we're going to do that first. Let me mark that out so I know where to cut. I'm going to go right to the edge here. Mark it out roughly so I know what I'm dealing with. Well, not roughly, but accurately. That can cut down there, cut that piece out and save that piece. The neck for that guy is this. You can see we shaped that neck last week. We've got some fine finishing to do still. A little bit of sanding to go as well, but I don't want to do any neck work for now. I want to get this body sorted out today. So, I'll move this over onto the table. Onto this little bench here. I'm going to use a saw. I'm going to cut this with the Shinto pull saw, the rasp, or not the rasp, but the saw, Japanese pull saw. Cut that out. It's a bit more controlled if I use the saw, and then we'll be able to line everything else up. Okay. Use the fine cross cut. grab the little one. Get in this tight space here. There we go. We've got a nice piece there to make that blank. And of course we can cut the rest of this out on the bandsaw and what have you and get it all flushed up and neatened up, but we want to work on getting this guy fitted into here. Just will fit just right. Okay, let's get this guy lined up properly. Get those edges marked out. You can sand those off. Let's quickly sand this. Put a mask on, Terry. Do I need a mask, Terry? I always need a mask. I always need a mask. Who else is in the house? Marky Mark's here, of course. Mario's here, of course. Nifty's in and out. Go the Broncos, they got done. My Roosters showed those Broncos how to play. Nifty, I'm sorry about that. try that. A little bit of work to do here. Grab a little knife or a scalpel. It's going to trim that edge a little bit if I can find it without cutting my hands to ribbons. Found it. There's a little piece of fibre down here. Just need to cut that away slightly. Go. That should help fit a little bit tighter, better. Very close, but no cigar. I need to sand some of this down. I'll use this little block. We're really close now.
really close. We're real close. How close? Real close. That should do it, I think. Flush. Not bad, not bad. A bit tight. I've got to loosen that up a bit. Done. There we go. That's our cover to match. It's good. A little bit on the tight side. We can make adjustments, of course, and we will once we get this oiled up. We'll adjust this and make it all fit nicely. But that's the cover for that. We're going to cut away the rest of this body now and get that shape going. So we'll pop that there. Okay, I'm going to use the jigsaw, I think. Or no, I should use the bandsaw in the other room and then get a router onto this thing. What I might do is that exactly. I'll go to the other room, quickly bandsaw this stuff off, and then we'll come back. So I'll go and bandsaw these edges off, come back, and we'll route that clean. Thank you very much. There we go. We've cut out the majority of that. I'm going to route that clean now. There it is there. Okay, we've cut all the way around there. We've left a little bit there. We'll tidy some of this up with the saw, because the bandsaw is a little bit aggressive, and I always want to make sure that we don't overdo it. Just going to tidy some of these edges up. Take off some excess so that we don't stress and get any tear out. Just cutting little pieces off. That's fine. That's fine. That's all fine. This isn't too big. That's good. This is a little bit on the big side here. Cut some of that off. Trim some of this up. Go. Cut through here. That. Expose that channel. That, and now we can route the rest of that. I'm going to prop this up high. We'll do our edges as we go. Got our router right here. I don't know if I can reach that. I probably can't reach down there with these bits. What I need to do is flip this over and change this bit around. Let's see how I'm going to do that. Let's see how I'm going to manage that. I have got my long bit. Let's get the long bit out. Let's go here. Let's see how this guy sizes up. Yeah, that'll work. That'll do the trick nicely. We'll use this guy here. Let's switch this bit over. Let me catch up with the chat. NetNode with a resub. NetNode, thank you very much. What is going on? NetNode, this is the latest project, this Telecaster called the Fox. We've also got a Les Paul that we're about to finish up, body-wise anyway. Quiet chat tonight. Terry, people are busy. It's Sunday and they're winding down. And thank you for the resub, of course, NetNode. Let's put this big mother on there. This edge trimmer. There we go.
A little bit lower. And we're good. Okay, that's what we need. Let's clamp it up. Terry, do we need to clamp this up? Clamp it up. Clamp it up. Go this side. I just need one to hold it from falling off the edge. I might just move this a little bit. Okay, we're good to go. Mask. Let's put our safety gear on and we'll wrap that out. Gloves on. I'm going to mute you guys out. I'm going to do a series of very thin passes because I don't want any tear out. So thin passes it is. Let's go. Okay, we've got the body done. At least the edges trimmed up. We've still got to round those edges over. We're not going to do that yet. But I'm going to take a break for a minute. Get the sawdust off me. Catch up with the chat and show you that body in a minute. You guys should be able to hear me. Yep. Okay, cool. Cheers, big ears. I think it's time for a drink, Leslie. You're right. They're making their way to the elevators. Who is? They're sending dogs into space again. Cheers, big ears. Here's looking up your old address. Right. Body trimmed up. There it is. No tear out. Nice and flush. Get the sand, all that crap off now. Need to cut this little pocket out here. Indeed, we need to cut this pocket out. So I'm going to cut this section out, route this clean here at the top. And then we're good to go with the rest of the prep for this body. So let me make some room here. Actually, I'll leave that there. What I'll do is I will grab this saw. Hang this neck up, get that out of the way. Actually fit that. Let's see how that fits actually. I should be able to get that neck in there. Yes, I can. Sort of. No, not quite. I've got to clear that out first. Okay, let's do that. Should be able to just route the rest of that quickly. I'll put my mask on, quickly route that. So I'm just removing the excess here and cleaning up that pocket, then I should be able to sit the neck in there and see how that sits. Nice and flat, that's good. There's a bit of a bump in the middle there, I'm going to sort that out in the middle. That's okay, I'll sort that out in a minute. We will clear that out first, so let's do that. Okay, I might just, there's a lot of room there. Yeah, let's see what I'm going to do there. Might drill a hole through there first. I don't want to crack that top though. I've got to go very, very slow here. I've got to get a drill and drill that out first. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill that guy. That guy's a fair, it's a substantial piece. I'm going to drill that out there, and that'll allow less timber to route through, so less chance of cracking or tearing that top. Not that it matters here, but it might, you know, send a stress fracture down this end. So let's double check that by getting rid of some of this. Very gently. Very gently, I say. I need to put a little block in there. Let me find one. It's too thick.
now I can see how far I've got to go. It makes it a lot easier. Clean that up with a saw. Take that little bit out there. Like that. And the rest I think I can route, maybe. Let's cut some of this down. Okay, now we can see what we're doing. We can route the rest, pretty much. Okay, that's better. Let's see what we can do with that. Put my mask on. It's only a little route, but it's important enough to warrant wearing one mask. I don't compromise anything these days. Mav, what's going on? Rage in the house. Okay, mute you out. Okay, we're good. Just unplug this. Okay, get rid of that. Done with the router. Okay, let's get this body up here and have a look. Okay. It's a bit of a rise there. That's going to be cut out anyway, so I'm not worried too much about that. Let's check this neck fit. I think I need to cut the corners out of this guy here. So neck, get this guy in here. Okay, that's a good fit. Ooh. We can see that fits, that's perfect. That's sitting, and you can see that that's sitting right flush with the fretboard. That's exactly where we want it. Look at that, flat as it gets. Nice, nice. So what we need to do now is just make sure this neck goes all the way in. So I'm going to chisel those corners straight across there and square. Mark them out first. It's going to draw a line straight across here. Straight down here. Excuse me. Grab my little chisel, grab my little mallet. Don't need to go far. Just a little tap. A couple little taps. We should be good. Same on this side. There we go. Right, there it is. Got our neck in there. A little bit of fibre. In and out. That's nice. You can see that that's pretty much right down to where it needs to be. Just the fretboard above the surface of that guy. So we're done with the fitting. Now we cut cavities out on this guy. So there's the body there. I'm going to show you the color at the moment of the fox. Let's get a good look at that fox face. There's a little bit of, I need to put a little bit of filler in there, some resin, just to cover that little hole in there. There's a little bit of a burl, a little hole there. So there's the fox. Let's check it out. Thank you, Terry. No fluffy ears required. They look like ears there. They look like ears there, though, don't they? There's one ear. There's a big long. That looks like a fox now with the points, doesn't it? With the ears. Let's check the color of that. I'll put you down at this camera here. Let's have a look at the color on this thing. There it is there, right, guys and girls. I'm going to quickly give that a wipe down. A little bit of spirit wherever that is. And here it is. Some there. Yeah. Let's have a look at this guy, see what it looks like. I want to wash these lines off as well, so we'll use this to wash them off. We'll sand the rest off, of course. I'll just give this a bit of a squirt and see what colour we get. The fox. There it is. There it is. What do you think? Da-da-da-da-da. Put the neck in. You can see the contrast now. There she is. What do we think of that, guys? Is that cool? Is that cool or what? That's very cool. I like it a lot. I like this a lot. Wowzers. Grain is amazing. It is amazing grain. Amazing grain. And you can't even, actually, it looks like a bigger fox head. You can see the whiskers all the way to the edge there. When you do wet it, when you do darken that grain, you can see a larger fox head. Even a wolf, it may even look like a wolf's head. I'll let Rage decide because he's familiar with these things. Foxes and wolves. I need to put a little bit of resin in here and fill that guy up. A little bit of resin's required in a little hole here. So I'm going to go back to the bench. I'm going to bring you down here and you can see that little hole right there. See that little hole right there? Got to fill that guy in with a little bit of resin. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I want to give that a little bit of a sparkle on the tip of his nose. You know how foxes have got a little black nose? I'm not going to use black. I'm going to use gold. And give that a little gold or bronze filling with the resin. What do you guys think? Do we go a little bit of bronze in there? Do we go a little bit of bronze? Just for the tip of the nose. What do you think? Just for the tip of the nose. What do we think? Yes, exactly, Leslie. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. So what I'm going to do is mix some up. Let that dry off. While that's drying, let's get our little friend here cleaned out. Put this spirit away. Where's that lid? There we go. Yeah, I think gold is too much. This is sort of bronzy. It's a beautiful, beautiful copper. It's actually a copper color. I've used it on a wood chopping board that I've got, that I should show you guys what I've done with this to fill it in a knot. And I made some rivers on a nice big Australian spotted gum slab that's a chopping board. I might bring that down and show you guys. Okay, how about that? I'll do that. Copper, number 19. That's the name of this guy. It's a beautiful color. I'm going to mix some in here. I'm going to put a little bit of, now I think it's 2-to-1 ratio. Let me have a look here. Safety first. What's the ratio? 2-to-1. I think hardener is this the hardener? Crystal clear, bubble free casting resin. I think this is the hardener here. Bubble free sealer. Yep. No, hang on. Hardener. Yep, this is it. Have I got any left? Oh yeah, there's a bit there. I only need a tiny little bit, so I need basically 1 cap or half a cap of this. This is the resin, actually. 1 cap of this and half a cap of hardener, I think. It's 2-to-1 ratio. I can't remember which is which. B. Bumstead, do you remember which is which? Is it the resin that's 2-to-1 or is it the hardener that's 2-to-1? You can add more hardener if you wanted to, if it's still tacky after several hours. I don't want to waste too much of this, so it's going to be a sprinkle of this in there now before I harden it and mix it through. Put a fair bit in there, 3 big scoops. We want it to be prominent. Going to give that a little swizzle. And it's gone shiny copper. See that color? It needs a really good stir, about 5 minutes or so of constant working to dissolve all that powder and get it to, see that blackness? That's got to be mixed through. That's some of the tint. And we'll mix it through and then we'll add the hardener and keep mixing it and then pour it in. Mine is 50-50. Okay, this is a 2-to-1. I can add 1-to-1. I double up on the hardener if I have to, because sometimes it just, depending on the conditions here, it stays a bit tacky for too long. That's okay. Work that in firstly. Let that sit for a bit. It's not going to do anything. Get this guy. This guy's drying. You can pop it straight in there. It doesn't really matter. That's the hardener. I'll keep that put that in there in a minute. I'll be back in a sec, guys. Give me a minute. Okay, we're back. That looks pretty good. You like that color? Bronze. Look, there's not much there. You can barely see it, but it's just going to give a little bit of an accent. It's a little bit of a waste if you ask me. I've popped in too much of this stuff. But let's go. There's our hardener. Let's get that going. I'll just give it a bit more. Yeah, no, there's nothing really. If I had an inlay, I could have done a fox's face on the fretboard. It's going to be a waste of, but it's the last of my hardener anyway, so I'm not too fussed. I've got to get more supplies. I don't do much resin work these days anyway, but it's going to be mix this through for a few minutes, let it activate, and we'll just pop. Just going to scoop it in. Look, we only literally need a drizzle in there. Literally a drizzle. Like that. And we're going to let that obviously settle in, dry, and then we're going to sand it, flush, and you just should see a little gold tip at best. What I will do is, see that's gone to waste now. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I don't have a mold. I could do something quickly. Let's see what I can find. That's sinking in, so I might just work that in. Make sure there's enough there. I really need it to be prominent, and then I can scrape the rest off with a chisel and then buff it nice and clean. I don't have another mold. That's the thing. What can I do? What can I do with this? That's the thing. What I will do is, if you like, I can go and get that chopping board and show you guys what it looks like if I haven't shown you before. I still think I've got it. I was going to sell it, but I decided to keep it. You know me, I just build guitars and I go to sell them and then I decide to keep them. Anyway, that's going to harden now. I'm going to throw that out. I think I've got enough. Have I got enough? No, it's still sinking. Let me just spread that in there, pour some more in there. There's a little bit of a hole through there, so I've got to make sure there's plenty there. There we go. You have a cavity that needs filling. I'll send you some wood putty. Mario, that'll be the go. Wood putty. I'm going to wait. So that looks like it's starting to go off now. So that's starting to really fill in. Yeah, it's... Okay. Okay, we're good there. We've got enough. I'm going to throw the rest out, unfortunately. And what I'll do is I'll go and find that I'll go and find that that doobie whacker, that chopping board. If you want me to show you that chopping board, who wants to see the chopping board? Yeah, the resin works for inlays, Mario. It does. It just takes a day or so to set. You can use it for inlays, yes. Show us. Okay, let me see if I can go find it. I'll be back in a sec. I have a sneaky suspicion that I gifted it to someone. Something comes to mind, a recollection that I may have gifted it. So sorry, I can't show you that, but there is a picture I have of it somewhere. I will probably post it on my Instagram if you want to have a look. Terry, if you want to share the Instagram link, we can post it. This is going very slowly. It's starting to chew up. I just had to top that up a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of, yeah, that should be fine. It is seeping down into that cavity, so I've just topped it up a little bit with a few more droplets. It does drink it. The hole is actually bigger than you think, and it's sucking it down, but it's starting to dry up on the edges there now, so it's going off. So I'm just topping it up and layering it up and making sure it fills it in. That'll dry off in a little while, and we'll see how that goes. I've still got a little bit of resin in here. It's not going to go off too quickly. I suspect I needed more hardener, but I don't have to rush this. This can wait a day or so. Yeah, it's drinking that up right now as we speak. I've got to put more in there. I don't know how it's going to work. It may not work at all. So we'll wait until it's finitoed, and then we'll see. Bronze resin. I don't know how long that's going to last if you're eating steak and if you're cracking walnuts with your teeth. Okay, that's that guy there. Let's put him. Resin, it's flowing. It's a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put him aside somewhere. I don't like the fact that I can see that gold leaf sitting in there. You can just see. You may be able to see the hole. See that little cavity at the top? That's all I expect to remain when I sand that off. That little cavity, and it's just going to have a nice little bronze bead through it and just make it shine just a tiny dad, just a tiny bit more resin, a bit more color. Just putting some more dye on there, grabbing some concentrated bits of resin, just dropping another drop or two in there. Oops. Stack it up. That'll do. Leave that and see how that turns out. If it's no good, it's no good. That's fine. Pop that aside. I've got to find somewhere where it's not going to flow away. Let me just pop that somewhere flat. Right, we've got our neck here, and I think last time I was working on getting this profile right. A little bit of hardener left, a little bit of clear left. We'll keep that just in case we need to top it up later. I've got plenty of dye left, bronze dye or bronze powder. Plenty of that left. Let me just check this guy. I'll just check the profile on this guy. I was looking at that last time we were working on this neck. We've almost got it right. I need to do some scraping still. I think a little bit of sanding, a little bit of scraping. This end looks great. That end looks really good. This end here needed a bit of work, I think. Let me double check that. Oh, you know what? Oh yeah, it's a little bit high on this side here. Okay, so I'm going to scrape that a little bit, ever so gently. Pretty close. Pretty close. Go a bit high there. Pretty good there. A bit high there. Okay. Just take some off here. Nearly there. Bit of sanding should fix it. We're just refining the shape now. That's all we have to do. Refine, refine, refine. Okay, that looks pretty good. Ah, that's lovely. That's nice and even. Okay, so we're looking pretty good. Might leave that now. I'm just going to trim these guys up. These plastic dots. Just shave any high spots. so, and sand the rest flush. Okay, very good.
Mom, somebody just followed me.
Let's check it one more time. Spot on. Nice. Nice. We're good. I'm pretty happy with that profile. What I'll do is I'll now fine sand that next time and see how we go. Let me catch up with the chat. Is Karen Day here? Ha! Doobie whacker. Yes, that's what we call them. That's right. Mario with his rockstar reviews. Hydrate, Terry. Absolutely. Whew. Okay, I saw Karen's name and I just realised it was just Mav salivating again. Cheers, big ears. Went down the wrong way. Excuse me. Going in there, I need more. More. Okay, put that away. For those ladies and germs that haven't seen coat number 7, coat number 7 is on there now. One coat to go. The edges have got coat number 5. The edges have got coat number 5. The back's got coat number 6. So we're almost there with this guy. Almost there with this guy. And that, my friends, is that. No, you don't drool at air and water. I have a message. Who's that from? Is it anyone important? Ah, yes. Okay, we're good to go. Let me check and see who's on. Who's getting it on? Get it on. Get it on. Splucy's on, Glowstick TV. Orbiter Guitars. Let's go to Orby. Let's raid Orby. I haven't raided him for a while. Yep. Terry, getting there. Come on, man. Raid. Whoops. Ah! Orbiter Guitar. Z. Did I spell that right? Yes! Guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Hang out. I'll be here tomorrow. Make sure you are too. I'll see you then. Let's head over to Orby's now, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Same time, same bat channel. So take it easy from me. Bye for now.